Hello and welcome to this module on refinancing an FHA loan to a conventional loan. Let's do an overview of FHA loans. Now, FHA loans are often a better option for first-time home buyers. A lower credit score is required compared to conventional loans, so there's a 580 minimum FICO score required for FHA loans, and there's a 96.5 max LTV on purchase transactions for FHA loans. What the 96.5 max LTV on purchase transaction means is that there must be a 3.5% minimum down payment for FHA loans. And FHA loans require what is called mortgage insurance premium, or MIP. MIP is paid for the life of the loan if the down payment is less than 10%, and MIP is paid for 11 years if the down payment is 10% or more. Let's talk about conventional loans PMI. On conventional loans, private mortgage insurance, or PMI, is required if the down payment is less than 20%. Now, PMI can be removed when at least 20% equity is built into the home. And this is why some may want to refinance an FHA loan to a conventional loan, because the mortgage insurance on the conventional loan can be dropped off when at least 20% equity has been built into the home. Let's talk about requirements for refinancing an FHA loan to a conventional loan. Now, this requires a credit score of 620 or higher. So generally speaking, the credit score of someone who borrowed an FHA loan would have to become higher or would have to increase for the person to qualify for a conventional loan and refinance the FHA loan into a conventional loan. The debt-to-income ratio must be no higher than 45%. And it requires at least 5% equity to have been acquired, and it requires at least 20% equity to avoid PMI. Remember, PMI is required on a conventional loan if there is less than 20% equity built into the home. So if you want to refinance an FHA loan to a conventional loan and not have to pay PMI, you must have at least 20% equity built into the home. Let's talk about the benefits and cons of refinancing an FHA to a conventional loan. Now, the benefits include that it could potentially lead to a lower interest rate. If the credit score is high enough and if the rates are lower than when you first obtained the loan, you could potentially get a lower interest rate when refinancing an FHA to a conventional loan. Now, keep in mind that typically speaking, there are actually lower interest rates for FHA loans compared to conventional loans. However, as I said, if the credit score is high enough and if the rates are lower than when you first obtained the loan, you could potentially get a lower interest rate when refinancing an FHA loan to a conventional loan. The other benefit is it could lead to the removal of the mortgage insurance premium, or the MIP, that is related to the FHA loan. Now, there must be 20% equity in the house to avoid paying PMI. So if there's 20% equity in the house, you could potentially remove the MIP and avoid paying PMI. Now, the cons include that there are closing costs needed to refinance the FHA loan into a conventional loan. And also, you may still have to pay PMI if there is not enough equity built into the home yet. And this concludes our discussion of refinancing an FHA loan into a conventional loan.